market this week with the biggest one-day decline in U.S. stock market history. While other social media companies reported strong earnings, Meta lost $230 billion in market value after forecasting slowing growth for Facebook. Can the metaverse save Meta? Needham senior analyst Laura Martin joins the panel. Laura, thanks a lot for coming on. To start off, why did investors react so violently to this earnings report? And do you think this is a stock-specific problem, or is it a warning for all ad-supported tech companies?
So I think the business model is broken at Facebook. What Mark Zuckerberg said is there are two things negatively affecting its revenue. One is the competition from TikTok, which is taking its younger users in terms of time spent. And secondly, the privacy upgrades over at Apple iOS is really hurting Facebook's ability to target. Couple those revenue pressures, downward revenue pressures, with 7 areas of investment spending, including the metaverse, means that the business model, not only are we lowering all of our estimates for revenue growth, we're also even more dramatically lowering our EPS and EBITDA profitability margin estimates.
I want to talk about some of the levers that he might be able to pull to rescue this, but I want to ask you about something. You made a reference in your recent report to brand risk. And we recently had Eric Schmidt on the show who pointed out that some of these companies are using algorithms to amplify outrage as a way of getting engagement that's worked really well. But look, it means also spreading disinformation. Could this finally catch up with them?
Yes, I think but Mark Zuckerberg personally and Facebook generally have sustained billions of dollars of brand risk, I would say, or downward brand franchise. And I think when he talks about the metaverse and wanting to create Oculus to replace Apple, that really scares consumers because, Apple is sort of a justifiable steward of consumers. The idea of the Oculus headset under Facebook's watch replacing the Apple ecosystem, I think, is really scary to a lot of consumers.
Hi, Laura. This is Carlson English. You mentioned how Facebook acknowledged the fact that they have users spending less time on the platform, but they also reported fewer users, and I believe that was a first for them. Are they leaving purely for other platforms such as TikTok, or are they just, is social media kind of on its way out, or social media the way that we've been experiencing it for the last decade or so?
I think that's exactly right. I think what Mark said is that people no longer want to really talk to their friends. They want to create communities around like TikTok or Reddit or even like YouTube. They want to create communities around interests with people they don't even know. And so I think that's where social networking is going. And that's one of his 7 areas, is to add more content that has nothing to do with your friends. But as he leaves his monopoly business of being a social network, he goes into areas where other competitors have been for 5 to 10 years.
Hi, Laura. Jack Howe. Facebook is shrinking, and the company's spending a massive amount of money in the metaverse. I don't get how sticking a giant moon visor on someone's head is going to make them more likely to stick around. What am I missing? How does the company make money in the metaverse? And is there a chance that it's squandering some of this spending?
So I think the answer is he was having trouble hiring engineers. And when he says he's going to, basically be the vanguard or the leader in the metaverse, that's really attractive to employees. So it does cost money, which Wall Street hates. But, keeping your employees, that's your core value in the Silicon Valley. So I think part of it is hiring. He needs AI engineers. He needs machine learning guys. And the metaverse attracts that kind of person to come work there on hard projects. So I think the metaverse verbiage is around employee retention and hiring.
Hi, Laura. This is Ben Levison. Instagram was supposed to be the growth driver as Facebook matured. Is that not happening?
So I think that Instagram, they bought it and then they sort of copied Snapchat. And I think they did a good job as far as they went. But I think Snap has pivoted and is sort of keeping up with that very narrow 16 to 26-year-old. And Facebook, as part of a big behemoth, is not kept up as quickly. So I think Instagram has sort of stayed where it started, and it isn't reacting as quickly to video as it should be, to community as defined by non-friends as it should be. And I think it's just fallen behind compared to Snap, which every quarter feels like they're doing something new, much faster to react.
Yeah, Mark's MO seems to have been sort of copying people or buying them before they become too big. And I don't see what his next play is unless this metaverse thing works.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of their core skill, which is to copy innovative things that other people have done and maybe monetize them better. But right now, he's sort of out of ideas.
Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate your insights.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Round